A robot can pick apples. Toyota's blockchain-based car. Real-time drug monitoring, and more. Today is Tuesday, May 30th, and you're watching the Innovation Report highlights.
How's it going, everyone? Today is the second last day of May, and if you are in the US, that means it's a short week because yesterday was Memorial Day. Hope you enjoyed the long weekend, and as summer is coming up, I'm excited. This week's Innovation Report is something pretty amazing. I'm Najeeb Khan, and let's just dive right into it. Alright, first let's talk about Toyota's autonomous car and its integration with blockchain. So the Toyota Research Institute has partnered with MIT Media Research Lab to figure out how can they combine both autonomous cars, where the future of transportation is going, as well as blockchain technology based and built on Ethereum blockchain. Now, what they're trying to do with the MIT Media Research Lab called Oaken Innovations is use blockchain technology for three different aspects. First, they're trying to figure out how can you use the Ethereum blockchain to figure out how can you have autonomous driving vehicle data records. And this would be a public record that would help improve the car data as well as the public safety for that car. So that's the first. The second one is for car rideshare transactions. As the future of autonomous vehicles start to take and grow in popularity, what will end up happening is a lot of cars that sits unused in the driveway will actually be used for renting out on a temporary basis or leasing out in that way to other users. So think of it as Uber, but you don't necessarily need any drivers because the cars are going to be autonomous. Now, that's going to be the second application for the blockchain technology. What will allow the users to do is monitor from their phone exactly when their car is being used, for how long, and where did it go. The other benefit on a very side tangent is the paying of tolls. So currently, tolls are being paid if you're in the US with EasyPass, or if you're in Canada, there are a few different options. But what ends up happening is you still are getting credit card transactions. And now what the Ethereum blockchain technology will allow you to do is have the finances being transferred directly from machine to machine. And the third application is usage-based insurance. Now, as people are going to be using their cars less, what will end up happening is insurance premiums are going to have to accommodate naturally. So the usage-based insurance is geared specifically for autonomous vehicles when they're being leased out, whether it's for their personal use or for external public use for ride sharing. Next up, let's talk about apples and robots. Well, the thing is, if you ever went apple picking, you know it's somewhat fun because you're actually going there on the weekend and you actually have to manually pick the apples. Now, for a robot to actually pick apples, it's somewhat difficult. If you think about it, they have to do so without breaking any branches, leaves, or the roots itself. And they want to make sure that the robots are actually picking the apples in one piece. Have prototyped this system, this robot, last year, and this year they're commercializing it. As you can see in the video, what the robot's able to do is actually pick fruits, or in this case, apples, from the trees. Now, considering the actual demand per acre for picking apples, or at least identifying the ripe apples and then picking it, is 250 to 350 man-hours, what the robot will allow the companies to do is significantly reduce that. So now the robot is able to actually identify ripe apples and pick it. Now, since there is a labor shortage in the fruit and nut industry, this robot is actually going to be a blessing to help pick more fruits and hopefully nuts in the future as well. Let's talk about drugs next, or at least drug monitoring. A new biosensor out of Stanford was able to track levels of drugs within a system. An electric sensor is able to ping signals and actually pick up the levels of drugs and thereby adjust or increase the levels of drugs into a bloodstream. Now, currently, the intention of this is to at least use it for chemotherapy uses to manage and control the drug intake and levels. And this is the first record of being able to prove and also regulate the levels of drugs within a bloodstream. Now, currently, the system has been tested on mice, and it's expected to do human trials very shortly. To be able to continuously control the drug level and ensure that it's at the right state can not only be applied for chemotherapy, but also people who have diabetics. Now, this is something great news that it's going to impact a lot of people when it's actually developed and it's done its proper testing. So what do you think? Would you want to actually monitor your blood levels? Because currently it's not inside your system, it's actually on the outside. But if it was on the inside, would you actually want to monitor your blood levels, or do you think that's a bit too much? Let me know in the comments below. But before you go, do you want a free book? Well, my book is coming up in the fall, and what I'm doing is for the members of Big Create, I'm giving them a free copy of my book, my business innovation book, when that's coming out. So if you haven't signed up, go on over there and sign up. Click on the link below. And if you like this video, click the like button. If you are new, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to get more information as well as innovation reports, click on the link below as well. That's it, and I'll see you next week.